Suns must win. Suns must win.
No,
Suns
they
must
don't.
Win.
No,
Suns
they
must. We made it! Psychos and sickos unite for a pregame edition of PHNX Suns, of course, presented by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details. Hashtag Suns must win, and happy start of the 2025-2026 season to all of the psychos and sickos in the chat. We appreciate all of you joining us here. It's Erik, Espo, and the Freckled Mamba behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Steven, of course, is at the morgue, but he is more than alive, bringing you all the updates over on social at PHNX_Suns. Espo, Suns, Kings, Game 1, must win. How you feeling?
Not must win, but it's back, and I'm feeling great about it. I am so excited for Suns basketball that actually counts. Tonight, I think we all are at a point where this is probably the most excited we've been in the last 2 years, because there's just the weight of all that had happened. All the dark clouds have parted. It is time to just try to enjoy some basketball and see what is actually possible, and all that comes to fruition in just 30 minutes.
I'm ready for this team to prove everybody wrong, and I'm totally fine if I've been way high off the hopium over the entire offseason. I don't care. Okay, nobody believes in this team. Literally nobody. Picked to have the worst defense in the NBA. Picked to go under 30 wins.
Everybody.
And I think this is a perfect Game 1 opponent for them against the Kings. No big man, which we'll get to later. You know, we have Mark Williams stuff we'll get to later. But overall, I think this is one of the teams in the West that I can confidently say will be worse than the Suns, because they're the Kings. So I think this is a good way at home, start the season strong, and get off on the right foot, because you got 2 tough games after this. But I'm so pumped about tonight.
Well, like we talked, there's no game that you can simply overlook if you're the Suns, because you're not good enough to just sleepwalk through things. But this team is not built in a way that they ever would sleepwalk. It's all business when it comes to the Phoenix Suns. And I have the utmost faith that Jordan Ott has these guys ready, that they're going to be focused, that they're going to come out with an energy and an effort that we have not seen in the last few years. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we'll get to what Coach Ott had to say about tonight. But first, we've talked about it. We brainstormed it on the show itself. SMW, Suns Must Win, has taken the world by storm, Espo. So our wonderful, wonderful producer, the Freckled Mamba, made a Suns Must Win meter, and we all weighed in, and what we'll do is every game we'll average out our scores on the Must Win meter. So for today, Game 1 of 82, the Suns Must Win meter looks like this. Steven's at a 2. You're at a 0. Your boy's at a 10. That evens out to a 4 on the PHNX Suns SMW Suns Must Win meter.
Why? Why are we? It's not Game 7 of anything. Look, as long as we're aligned, right? We're
not aligned, though. That's the thing. You and I are the opposite of aligned.
No, but I mean this team. As long as that's the case, if they are aligned, that is important, and that's what I care most about. If they don't have to win this one, do I want them to win? 100% I want them to win. Do I think it would go a long way to helping start to solidify the culture? You're damn right I do. But it is not a must win in Game 1 by any stretch, but I damn want to see it.
Okay. Can I try to bring you over to my side?
I mean,
you're at a 0, which is insane. By the way, 0 is insane.
Steven's
at a 2.
Hold on.
Steven is at a 2.
If there was ever a game that you could go, all right, it's Game 1 that you can overlook a lot of things as long as you play hard, right?
Not game this Game 1. And let me tell you why. Walk with me, chat. Walk with me, Espo.
I know I'm in the minority here.
I mean, no. First of all, you're right. But let me get into my spiel.
Pull me.
Okay. What's up, Groundhog Mama? Good to see you. This game specifically, after the preseason that we've had and the kind of bubbling, like if you're about to cook pasta, right? Like we're simmering right now. And a win today doesn't mean anything long-term, doesn't mean anything for all 82 games, but it is going to turn it up to a boil. Because if you go out there and you beat the Kings, who are shorthanded, who I think are worse than you, and you look good, like you have two really tough games after this, a back-to-back against the Clippers and the Nuggets. And as much as you want to say this isn't a must-win, if this team starts off 0-3, like people are going to be ready to get off the bandwagon that it kind of got pulled on in the preseason, right? And the bandwagon is, hey, they're going to be above 31.5 wins. So this game tonight at home, after everything that you've gone through, after all the talk that you and I and Steven and Ayrton have said this entire summer of this is a new team, this is a new era for the Suns, you got to start that off with a win.
Hold on. So this is simply about you looking right is what it is, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You have to feel.
Isn't that the most important thing here?
Look, I definitely want them to win. I definitely think they will win, and we'll go over that in our predictions. Must they win? No, because starting 0-1 is not going to be the end of everything, and might actually help some of us that have snorted far too much opium get aligned right.
Dude, I am going to be a wreck if they lose this game tonight.
I know
like
you
on this post game
like
show.
That everyone.
I'm gonna be a wreck. Sora gets it. Sora says SMW Suns must win. We are getting an SMW emoji. I'm working on it. Okay. We're gonna do the must win meter for all 82. So just so we're all aware. And mine's gonna be a 10 almost every night. Let's get into what the Suns are going to look like tonight before we get into the on-the-court action. The jersey matchup, it's the classic purple, not alternates. These are the Association. That's the A word I was looking for, not the other A word.
Whoa, watch out.
The Kings are wearing their white with purple. Honestly, I like these jerseys for the Suns. I think we put these in the elite tier. It's good to see them back wearing the purple sunbursts.
Yeah, I love the purple sunburst. I'm a huge purple fan. We didn't usually get to see him at home back in the day. So it's good that we're actually going to get a chance to see them here. I hate these Kings uniforms. I am a hater on that front. So good uniform choice by the Suns tonight. But did you see the starting lineup choice?
Oh, did we just get the starting lineup? It
just dropped. And
okay, hit me.
Okay, I mean, it is Devin Booker.
Yep.
No surprise. Grayson Allen,
yep,
who is going to play. It's going to be Dylan Brooks, Ryan Dunn. So Iguodala.
No way, bro.
Are you serious? Yeah,
100%
serious. The starting lineup is out.
But we should see Mark Williams tonight, which is the interesting part of things.
And they said 20 to 24 minutes, which means it's going to be exactly 22, like Freckle Mamba said the other day.
Ooh, wow.
Think about this, though.
Yeah.
That means unequivocally that Jordan Ott views him as the backup center.
Correct. Yes.
Unequivocally
I think they showed that in preseason. And also, this is the lineup that you started with in not every single preseason game, but the first three. And if you're going to work Mark Williams back in, I personally probably would have liked to see him start. But if he's either starting against Drew Eubanks or Dario Saric. So whoever's the backup to them is who Mark Williams is going to go against. Let's hear what Coach Ott had to say about Mark Williams' minutes and workload going into tonight.
I think he's in a good spot. He knows what we are looking to do. We know this is just opening night. We know there's 82 of these. He's had his own challenges to get healthy, and he wants to be healthy, and we want him to be healthy. So there's a constant dialogue, pre-game, in-game. I'm definitely going to make sure I check in just to see what he is, again, the conditioning piece. But we know what he brings, and, again, we'll use that excitement, that energy that he's going to bring the first time in a Suns uniform to our benefit.
Look, I'm surprised that he's off the bench, but we've heard so often, Espo, that they have a plan for him.
And this
has to be a part of the plan always.
Especially, I think that's why we got kind of the little smirk when asked about the starting lineups in the pregame from Ott, because I think they always kind of knew this was the wrinkle to start until Mark proves himself minutes-wise and that he ramps up. So good for Oso. Good for
Yeah,
Oso.
I mean, the second round pick in his second season starts game 1 of 82 for the Suns. I also think that if you're going to do this and you're going to ease Mark Williams in, it's good to not throw Oso against Zubats or Jokic the next 2 games. Those are games that you do need Mark Williams. So I wonder how long they're going to go with this. And I think it probably depends on how Mark looks tonight, which I think is probably one of the main things that I'm looking for out of this game, because we did see a little bit of everybody else minus Jalen Green in the preseason. We haven't seen Mark Williams with this team. Now, I think the fascinating part, Espo, is realistically speaking, maybe besides Oso being the first sub out, Mark's going to be getting his run with a lot more second string guys, and I think he'll be getting when the lineups are back to where we expected them to be.
Are we sure that that's where the lineups will eventually net
I don't
out?
think there's any way that they bring Mark off the bench for the whole season.
Is their plan that that's how you mitigate minutes, is by and
mitigate his value?
And there's all the talk about this team having no point guard. Oso's the guy that can distribute the ball in a lot of ways. I don't imagine that'll be the case, but this at least gives me a little pause. If you're not gonna start Mark Williams night 1, like, is there a chance that you're not going to start him, except for maybe specific matchups? This is an interesting wrinkle I didn't expect.
Yeah,
we all kind of just had him penciled in the starting lineup.
I mean, listen, I trust Coach Ott. It's just what I do, and I will say that this has to be like we've been working him back from injury. This guy hasn't played a preseason game. Just started getting 5-on-5 work in like 2 weeks ago in camp. And if this is all part of the plan to keep him healthy and to have him ready to be starting for a majority of the season, like this is a guy that got his trade rescinded because of his medical. So the Suns have seen his medical. The Suns have probably spent all offseason thinking about how do we keep him healthy. And I don't think he's on the bench the whole season, but I think that this had to always be part of the plan, because you don't just make this decision last minute.
And unless you, to your point, you look at there's no Sabonis, that you can get away with maybe trying something. Well, Mark gets warmed up, gets those minutes. I don't know. This one completely,
I'm shocked,
caught me off guard.
Again, but it's like if you're trying to save him for backups, the Kings' backup is starting. We can get into the injury report here and take a look at who is playing and who isn't playing for each team, because like you mentioned, Espo, starting lineup Grayson Allen, he was on the injury report earlier today, but he was probable on the injury report. So when we go ahead and take a look here, he's probable. Obviously, he's going to play. He's starting. Jalen Green is out for the Kings. Out. Domantas Sabonis, Keegan Murray, and Isaac Jones.
I'm impressed. You didn't say Kyler.
Kyler Murray? So. No. Keegan Murray, much taller. And by the way, no Cardinals talk today. The vibes are too good. With Domantas Sabonis out and with Keegan Murray out, it's like if you started Mark, he would still be playing against the backups. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're saving him from Sabonis, who's an extraordinarily physical center.
I just wonder, do you go, okay, we can give Mark, it doesn't have to go straight in. I don't know. I'm trying to understand it on the fly here, because this was not something I don't think anybody really expected that Oso would be the starter. I mean, even in the Suns game notes, it said probable starters, and it had Oso, and I thought somebody screwed up and left it from preseason. This is a weird one to me.
Yeah.
Although Grayson, I'm glad Grayson's playing. He looked pretty good in pregame. Steven and Shane out there, and he was playing well and shooting some jumpers out there. So that at least made me feel pretty good about it. So.
Yeah, definitely felt better seeing Grayson Allen out there shooting around, feeling good. We have a little footage of him for those who are just aware of what he's looking like. We can go ahead and just roll that. The thing with Grayson is that I think, especially with Oso starting and that lack of shooting, he's going to be really important to get him off to a hot start here. With Mark, obviously the starting lineup changes, or would have changed. He is going to play. So that does mean that the rotations are going to change because we know Mark's going to play. Everything we've heard is that Mark is playing. Oso's not starting because he's a last-second injury or whatever.
That would be a real shock if he didn't play.
Yeah, and that's something that Steven, of course, at the pregame availability, asked Coach Ott about how does your lineup and your rotation look like now compared to training camp and preseason.
Practices, some past experience of myself or the guys. But with Mark in the fold, it's different. So to think that many of the lineups that we went through in the preseason are going to be what they are tonight, I just don't think that's going to be the case when you throw a new player of his impact into the rotation. So we'll evaluate. This is one game of the evaluation. We're not going to overreact to whatever happens tonight for our lineups. We know we need a bigger sample size than just the initial game.
Espo, who is the first Suns player off the bench in game 1?
I think it's going to be Mark Williams. I mean, I'd expect so. I mean, who else would be outside of foul trouble? Who else would be in line with him? Maybe Colin Gillespie.
I think Colin, especially because Grayson was injured, he's probable, and then he ends up playing. Colin, I think, is on there for sure. Book's going to stay on the court for a while. Other than that, Royce. If Ryan Dunn's not shooting well, and then I think Mark realistically is the first one off the bench.
These rotations are going to be different than we expected because we assumed Oso would be one of the first off the bench. This throws a wrinkle. This certainly does. And
has this I know it's thrown us off because we didn't expect it. Has it changed your feeling at all? Is there any worry about anything with Mark, or do you feel like this is just something where we didn't expect it, but now that it's happened, it's okay, that kind of makes sense.
I think it's Jordan not playing 4D chess while all of us were looking at a checkers board. We thought it was super simple, right? And they kept saying plan, and I think all of a sudden we go, oh, okay, well, there must actually be a plan that they put out there. What's that? Hey, did we
have an SMW emoji in the chat, folks. The vibes have never been higher. If you have a green name and if you want this, become a member by hitting that join button. Smash that SMW emoji.
No, that's not what that stands for.
Suns must win.
No, it stands for Suns Mark Williams.
Yeah, Suns Mark. Start Mark Williams. Start Mark Williams. Start Mark Williams.
You got that was better than where I went. So good save on that. Start Mark Williams.
You added an acronym in our Slack saying FYSMW, which by the way we could say because pregame isn't on fast. You were saying fuck your Suns must win.
Yeah.
I'm saying what was it? Oh, what did I say? Fuck yeah, Suns must win.
So
yeah.
There you go.
The SMW is just massive, unlocked for supporters. If you want to become a supporter, you can hit that join button right next to the subscribe button, right next to the like button as well. Thank you all to all the psychos and sickos who are in here. Brent, Leah, Sean, Ashley, hello. Hidden Sun Village, Deborah, Freckled Mamba in the chat. Weedo in the chat. Hello in the chat. JDQ, Aiden, Emerzon, Joseph, Jeff. Thank you all so much.
A lot of people in the building.
A lot of people in here. If you're new around here.
And Groundhog Mama.
Let me
thank you for recognizing that, much like Luka Doncic, I'm half the man I used to be.
That's huge. That's massive. You got on the summer workout plan. You were on the top of the cover of Men's Health magazine.
I was.
The one right after
PHNX
Luka.
edition. Yes.
If you're new around here, just a reminder, not only will we be doing a post-game show mere minutes after the game ends right here on this very channel, we will also be doing a watch-along as well.
So hop in there. Deal with us for 3 hours. We're going to have fun with the Suns game. It's going to overtime. That's why I said 3 hours.
Come on, bro.
It is.
I will say this, though. We got 150 people in here, which is awesome. All 150 of you should be either in another tab right now on the watch along, or if you're on your phone, immediately jump over there. It's a fun second screen experience. We just basically give each other shit. We're like a different version of the old Muppets that are sitting up top.
It's the same stuff that we do here, just with the game going on.
Yeah, with the game going on. You can see our live reactions and everything. Yes, Nate, Oso is starting. We also got Saul Bookman in the chat right
what
now.
What up, Saul? Good to see you.
Saul becomes an MVP.
By the way, Freckle Mamba, I feel like our boy is just stalling here because he doesn't want to tell everybody his pick, and then
get out of here.
His bet tonight when
Are you kidding me?
When I'm going to kick his butt again.
All right, buddy. Calm down. By the way, let me welcome personally Saul Bookman, who just became a member. The boss man is also a member. Saul, got to see you hit an SMW, a Suns must win, in the chat. Everybody let us know what the must win meter is for you. Okay. You said it.
Eric's at full staff on the must win meter. So.
I am at full staff on the SMW meter. Espo, you mentioned it. I am the reigning, defending, undefeated, by the way, champion.
Well, undefeated. I mean, you took plenty of L's last year. You didn't hit every bet.
I have been a host on this show for one season. How many seasons have I won our betting competition?
Congratulations,
Espo?
You won once.
And it was the most recent one.
You know how many titles I have? One as well. So
well, guess what? You're talking about years ago. I'm talking about this year. This year I won.
2 years. Like, don't act.
Double the amount of time.
You were actually on the show.
Double
as the
amount of time,
then,
Espo. So you're talking. Meanwhile, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion of our betting world is sitting here in this seat right next to you.
I love that Eric is insulting somebody for talking.
Listen,
you made a living off of it. So.
Listen, you could talk. Just know that you're talking to the undisputed reigning heavyweight champion.
Here.
I'm Brian Gregory here.
I'm talking here.
1 million on the Suns must win meter. Absolutely, Sean. It's time for my must win, which is of course our bets presented by Bet365. Sign up, use code PHNX365, deposit 10, place a bet for 5, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Wow, that's a big number. Bonus bets can be used on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT-STEP to 53342, or visit promgambling.az.gov.
For those asking if Steven is betting this year, no. We put him out of his misery
it's
after
just me
last
and
year because he's out at the arena now. They frown upon that kind of thing. So now it's just Eric and I for the time being.
It's Quinn Snyder and the loud talking guy.
Hey, all right. I got the smart guy.
Why don't we go for you? Why don't you start us off since you are the reigning, defending second place person?
Hey,
were you? No, you were in last, weren't you?
No, I think I was.
No, you were totally in last.
Steven, well, who cares?
1-800-NEXT-STEP, Espo.
At this point, last year was last year, and you're about to get the beating of a lifetime when it comes to this.
Okay, bud.
Game 1, go big or go home, because it's never ordinary with Bet365, and it's never ordinary when Espo makes a bet. Devin Booker, triple-double, plus 3,300 on opening night. Give it to me. Give it to me now.
I consider this an ode to flex. Except for it's not a long parlay. You're just going to lose. What about the winner's pick? You know, a champion, somebody who's settled in, doesn't feel like he needs to take a big swing early. Champions understand it's a long season, right? Give me Phoenix Suns money line because it is a must win. Give me Dylan Brooks 2+ 3-pointers made. And give me Malik Monk 2+ 3-pointers made at a +210. Nice, easy, simple, beautiful, plus money. Bet365.
Enjoy $21 if you win.
I will enjoy being negative.
I'm gonna have 330 because as our friend from down under says, Ashley Shaw, Amari. Excuse me. I've got Amari on the mind. Armani Modespo. Because Devin Booker is going all in tonight. He's going to drop that triple-double on somebody's ass.
You know, here's how I win, though, is that even if you win and Book gets a triple-double, I still win because there's no way they lose if Book gets a triple-double.
Okay. You can win and be down $310.
No, I know. Here's the thing. You know what? It'd be even greater is I spot you $300 and then you still lose.
Yeah.
All it takes is 10
You keep talking, my friend.
30 games of you losing, which is certainly on the table.
You keep talking, my friend.
That is what I'm going to do.
Shocker.
Before we get out of here, before we round things out here, Espo, our final thoughts on the Kings. I want to look at the Kings side of things. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, who I believe both of them will be playing. Those are the two guys that can go out there and win the Kings a game tonight. I know I have Malik Monk in my bet. He could catch fire, but if Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan get going, They're the type of guys that can drop 30 to 50, depending on the type of night.
Both of them won't get going. Dylan Brooks will shut down at least one of them. But yeah, they are guys that can get hot. They're high volume shooters. They're not afraid to pull, and they're not afraid to pull even when you've stopped them for a little while. So it's not like you can shut them down for the first half and ease off in the second half, because they both have that potential to go completely off, but they also have the potential to go completely off the rails, because they're both guys that can chuck even if they're having a bad shooting night. So it's interesting.
The starting lineup for the Sacramento Kings, before we get out of here: Dennis Schroeder at the 1.
Okay.
Cone on defense. Zach LaVine at the 2.
Cone
on defense. Neek Clifford at the 3. I like Neek Clifford. He's a rookie. Okay. DeMar DeRozan at the 4. Cone on defense. Drew Eubanks at the 5.
Oh, somebody's catching a body tonight. Yeah.
I mean, listen, the matchup of Oso Iguodaro and Drew Eubanks. We had OKC Houston. We had LA Golden State. We had Cleveland New York tonight. But the real matchup that everybody's eyes are on is Eubanks, Iguodaro at the morgue in just 5 minutes.
Nick Richards is going to posterize the
You think it's Nick?
I think Nick's going to get Drew on a poster night. Maybe Mark Williams. But one of the two of them is going to make that guy look like a fool tonight.
Unfortunately, Dario also might catch a body in the worst way possible. Dario's their backup center in 2025.
Dario's a guy that chooses business decisions. He'll step out of the way.
Man.
Saul, that's Drew V. Banks. Anyway.
What a callback. If you know, you know. One of the most scared I've ever been for my job in my entire life.
All of us were. There's some calls I had to answer that night.
Oh my gosh. If you know, you absolutely know. Okay. I think that's all I've got on this game. I think it's a Suns must win. I think the Suns do win. I think we see a big game from Book, but not a triple-double. And I'm fascinated to see what Oso does tonight.
Go out, play hard-nosed defense, win the turnover battle, and control the boards, and the rest of it will fall in place. You won't need huge games, although you're going to get one from Devin Booker. Just do those little things that led you to a lot of victories in the preseason. Prove that you can do that when it comes to the regular season.
I'm going to see all 150 of you over in our watch-along right after this on this very channel, so make sure you're subscribed for all of our coverage as the Suns season begins. Film breakdowns, trending mini-pods, shorts, watch-alongs, post-game shows. It's awesome. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're over there. Make sure you're following us at PHNX_Suns for live coverage during the game. We'll see you soon.
Hoi, hoi.
We all silly like the mayor.